The Rubik's Cube was solved in 2 seconds. Precisely in 2.68, and it's incredibly fast. No one in the world has solved a Rubik's Cube faster than that. This was done by a Chinese guy named Ruoyang Hu in China at one of the competitions, but this solving and this time cannot be considered a world record, because the solving was not official but simply done in a training mode. But nevertheless, we have in fact a fixed result of 2.68. This is the fastest human-made solving on the planet. It is clear that there are robots that solve cubes in literally 1.5 seconds, but this solving was made by a person. And today we will analyze it in full, we will understand how this guy thought, what he saw and how the Speedcuber acted during the solving process. Because I have checked all the statistics, he had a special scramble, there is a reconstruction and all the details of this solving. But first, just look at the solving again. You can check it precisely, unless of course you blinked. The first thing I want to do is to scramble my Rubik's Cube in the same way as it was done before that legendary solving in 2.68. To do this, I have the same algorithm that guy used. You can repeat it, it has now appeared on your screen, and for those who don't know the language of Rubik's Cube turnings, I will dub it here. So we scramble it like this: we hold the green side towards us, the white side up, and turn started from the back side. 2 times back, 2 times top, back clockwise, right 2 times, front 2 times, top 2 times, front counterclockwise, top 2 times, back counterclockwise, twice bottom, right clockwise, back clockwise, top counterclockwise, left counterclockwise, counterclockwise backwards, then right clockwise, backward counterclockwise again, top counterclockwise, and the last movement with the front edge clockwise. This is exactly how. This is how Ruoyang Hu's Rubik's Cube was scrambled before he made a world record, even so unofficial. The second thing I want to do is to solve the Rubik's Cube from this position and see how quickly I can handle it. For many, it is no secret that the key of most successful solvents is not only the skill and knowledge of the Speedcuber, but also just fortune, luck and the way the cube was scrambled. Let's see how conveniently it is scrambled now. This is my first try from this position. To be honest, I'm even a little bit worried. 3, 2, start. So, well. Stop. 9.84. It was really good for me. I rarely solved the Rubik's Cube in less than 10 or 11 seconds, and here it is 9.84. Listen, well, this is luck. Take a look at my solving again and analyze. I started solving with the white cross because I just got used to doing this. Then I was quite able to do pairs. Absolutely all pairs of the first stage went just fine. Then I made a pretty convenient ULL algorithm with my left hand, and that very luck played a role here, because after I skipped the last stage, I just had to finish it. And as you can see, I managed to solve the Rubik's Cube in 9.84. It's amazingly fast for me, but 2.68 is almost impossible. By the way, write in the comments how much it took you to complete the Rubik's Cube using this scramble. Now let's move on to an overview of the record solving. So, we've discussed that for a quick, high-quality solving you need the following components. The first is skill. I mean, your skills are important. Luck, because as you can see, a successful scramble plays an important role. But the third is directly the Rubik's Cube that you use, and the Rubik's Cube should really be the best. And you can find the best cubes by the link in the description at the Cubicle store. There you can even find the Ruoyang Hu's cube with which he set his world record. Because there are a lot of different high-quality cubes and puzzles at the Cubicle store. Fast delivery, great service and newest innovative technologies in Speedcubing. This all about the Cubicle store. Cubes for any taste and budget, other puzzles, accessories, mats, loops and much more. Find a perfect gift for your friends or for yourself and train your brain with us. Check the link in the description. Using my special promo code Cubastic, you can get a discount on your order. The Cubicle store is the best puzzle store in the world. So let's start. I prepared a few Rubik's Cubes already scrambled in the same position. In order to increase the chances of solving the Rubik's Cube faster, professional speedcubers solve it from a more comfortable position. There can be 6 of them, so we can start with any color we want. I always start with white, and in this case Royan Hu began to solve precisely with the white side, and at the same time he held the cube in the following way. To begin with, he turned it like this. This position was used when he began to solve the Rubik's Cube, and he finished the first pair using the cross, but with a rather complex and intricate element. He first turned 2 layers, then 1 layer with a really convenient move. And as you can see, he had already gathered the 2 parts of the cross in this way and adjusted this orange-white element to a handy position. He adjusted it further by turning the back side like this. Further, in order to complete the cross, he only needs to raise this element to its place. But he immediately noticed this pair, which can be very easily modified into a 3 move. 3 move is one of the easiest way to make a finished pair because it only takes 3 moves. 1, 2, 3. And a pair at the back is done. Then we have such a completed pair, and any speedcuber would have started to use it, but not Royan Hu. Then he did the following. He saw another 3 move, took the cube in this way, despite the fact that it takes some time, and keeping this completed pair which he saw. And the one that is on the lower left, he finished with a 3 move orange-blue pair by doing it like that. And look, he made just a few movements, and now he has almost half of the cube solved, and there are 2 pretty convenient blocks, blue-red and green-red ones, which he used further. To do this, it was only necessary to intercept the cube, use the blue pair in this way and the green pair in this way. After the last pair was in its place, he got a rather easy situation in the ULL stage, which is penultimate in the Rubik's Cube solving. This algorithm is done extremely quickly, and it is started by moving the right side clockwise. The thing is that at the moment when he was working with the previous pair, his last movement was counterclockwise. And the next algorithm starts with a clockwise movement. So if he noticed this, he could have just cut this movement so as not to do the same thing twice in different directions. He didn't notice this, but nevertheless he continued to make the algorithm. And after the last movement, it's pretty easy to notice that the last step is skipped, just like in my solving. There's no need to use another algorithm, and he just turns the top side. Folks, in one of the following videos I will try to solve a really unusual puzzle called Key in the Lock, so subscribe and turn on all notifications not to miss it. We spent a few minutes with you, watching and analyzing the solving of 2 seconds 6800th long. And during this time, Royan Hu managed to make 29 movements, that is how many of them there are in this solving. And by simple mathematical calculations, almost 11 movements per second were done, and this is amazingly fast. And probably even just turning the Rubik's Cube as fast as possible won't give you such a result. We should not forget that during the solving, this guy used different hands twice, turning the cube over like that, which also take a lot of time. And also do not forget that during the solving, the speedcuber not only turns the cube as fast as possible, but also analyzes every movement, selecting one or another algorithm for a certain situation, and this situation still needs to be determined in time. And all these guys, 29 movements, analyzes the correct choice of the algorithm and the analysis of the situation change after selected algorithm, all this in 2.68. However, if we remove the moment when he couldn't reduce the movements, if we don't take into account the interceptions, then just imagine how quick it will take to complete the Rubik's Cube in the future. How soon do you think humanity will complete the official record of less than 2 seconds? It will be simply mind-blowing. The thought came to me, what if now, already knowing the solvent by heart, we can try to implement it exactly with the same movements and the same way as Royan Hu acted? Will I be able to solve it in about 2, 3, I don't know, at least 4 seconds? Let's try, that's interesting. Even though I do it so. Let's try faster.
3, 2, 1, go!
Even I cannot reproduce all these movements that quickly, and I really know every movement. This is amazing. I believe that this is a real guarantee of not only luck, but also the great skill is important. Well, luck of course is crucial, because there are a lot of speedcubers that are solving cubes quickly. But no one has yet managed to make the solvent faster than 2.68. Another attempt. So, I remind you that this video is sponsored by the Cubicle Store. 5:33, this is all that I can do. Okay folks, I wish you to achieve new records, subscribe to the channel to see videos about speedcubing and puzzles. Well, Cubastic was with you, thank you all so much for watching, bye everyone and have a good time.